March 31st, 2019. Los Angeles fell silent. A single act of violence ended more than a life. It ended a movement, or at least that's what they thought it did. Because Nipsey Hussle wasn't just a rapper chasing fame. He was a messenger, a visionary decoding the system, a modern-day philosopher who understood something the mainstream fears most, an awakened mind. A mind that refused to sleep. Behind the chains, behind the fame, was a student of consciousness. He devoured books on wealth, spirituality, history, and self-mastery. He studied business models, metaphysics, marketing psychology, and ancient African wisdom. He read not to escape reality, but to decode it. He knew knowledge wasn't just power, it was liberation. And once you start liberating minds, the system labels you dangerous. That hunger for understanding shaped every lyric, every investment, every plan he made for his community. Because Nipsey wasn't just rapping about freedom, he was building it. Crenshaw raised him. Before the fame, before the business empire, there was Crenshaw. Concrete chaos and survival. Born Ermias Askadam, he grew up surrounded by gangs, sirens, and poverty, a world that could crush a man before he even became one. But Nipsey didn't see hopelessness. He saw a training ground. The streets became his first classroom. Every betrayal, every hustle, every loss, a lesson in human nature and control. He learned how power moves, how systems exploit, and how knowledge separates the leaders from the lost. While others glorified the streets, Nipsey analyzed them. He understood the code and how to rewrite it. He sold his first mixtapes from the trunk of his car, using street smarts to master business before he ever had a manager. He watched how corporations manipulated supply and demand, so he flipped the script. He pressed 1,000 copies of his mixtape, Crenshaw, and sold each one for $100. Jay-Z bought 100 of them himself. It wasn't luck, it was strategy, born from a kid who refused to let circumstance define him. He once said, "The game taught me the blueprint, I just applied it differently." Every corner of Crenshaw shaped his mindset, not to escape the system, but to outthink it. And that mindset would become his weapon. From Crenshaw to consciousness. He didn't wait for the system to save his neighborhood. He became the system. He reinvested millions into South Central Los Angeles, opening co-working spaces, tech hubs, barbershops, and clothing stores. He gave jobs to those the world had written off. Ex-felons, single parents, youth looking for a second chance. He bought the same strip mall where he once sold his mixtapes, proof that ownership was the ultimate revenge against poverty. Instead of buying jewelry, he once said, "I'm buying back the block." To his people, he was a success story. To the establishment, he was a problem. Dr. Sebi, the healer they tried to erase. Decades before Nipsey, another man was fighting a war of his own. His name was Dr. Sebi. He wasn't a doctor in the traditional sense. He was a healer, a man who preached the power of herbs, fasting, and plant-based living long before it was mainstream. He claimed he could cure so-called incurable diseases, AIDS, cancer, diabetes, by cleansing the body and restoring its natural alkaline state. Thousands said it worked, but mainstream medicine mocked him. The media silenced him, and pharmaceutical giants pretended he didn't exist. Because a cure doesn't sell, and when someone threatens a multi-billion-dollar industry, history tells us what usually happens next. Dr. Sebi was arrested and later died in police custody under mysterious circumstances in 2016. Coincidence or consequence? The documentary they never wanted made. Nipsey saw through all of it. He recognized Dr. Sebi's message for what it truly was. A blueprint for health, freedom, not just physical, but mental. He began working with the Sebi family, planning a powerful documentary to show how Sebi's holistic methods were healing people the medical system had abandoned. It wasn't just a film, it was a threat to control through dependency, to the illusion that we need the system to save us. He knew it would rattle Big Pharma. He knew it would bring backlash. And still, he pressed forward, until the day he was silenced. The silence of truth. The official story said it was personal, but the truth rarely fits neatly into headlines. How many times have we seen this pattern? A man challenges the system, he gains influence, he starts empowering others to think, to heal, to build, and suddenly he's gone. From Malcolm X to Dr. King, from Bob Marley to Tupac, from Dr. Sebi to Nipsey Hussle. History repeats, not like an accident, but like a warning. Because the real war isn't fought with bullets, it's fought with silence and distraction. Legacy beyond the grave. Even in death, Nipsey's fire refused to fade. His words became blueprints for ownership. His lyrics, scriptures for self-made freedom. His energy, a spark in every dreamer tired of being told to wait their turn. He showed that wealth isn't about diamonds or designer brands. It's about independence, about reclaiming what they convinced us we could never own, our power. He taught that when we control our health, our money, and our minds, we break the chains. And maybe, just maybe, that's what scared them most. Because when lions start teaching sheep to roar, the empire trembles. The message they couldn't kill. Nipsey's message didn't die with him, it multiplied. It lives in every young artist who refuses to sell out, in every entrepreneur building something real from nothing, in every soul who chooses truth over comfort. He taught us that legacy isn't built in luxury, it's built in sacrifice, it's built in community, and it's built in the courage to speak truth, even when it costs everything. The marathon continues, through every awakened soul who picks up where he left off. So keep learning, keep questioning, keep building, because awareness isn't rebellion, it's evolution. Like the video, share it, subscribe, awaken others. Remember, you're either the lion or the sheep.